Niger Delta Short Road, talking peace and development in the Niger Delta. This is the Niger Delta Short Room Show, where we talk peace and development. Today, the program will be taking a different twist on the Niger Delta development. Mitchell Dalby Thompson is my name. Don't go away. I'll be right back after this break. Niger Delta Short Road, talking peace and development in the Niger Delta. Welcome back from Delta Beautiful Interview. Today, the educational developmental discourse will be positive and negative. I do say negative because some allegation on financial misappropriation and diversion in developing the Niger Delta educational sector is involved. 400 million naira and so many allegations. The social media was agog with funds misappropriated by staffs and management of the Delta State Maritime Polytechnic Burutu. On seeing that, we quickly rush out to the school to get their on-the-spot response to that allegation. And on the seat today, on the hot seat to talk educational development and the Niger Delta, is a staff of the Delta State Marine Polytechnic Burutu, Mr. Ebisimo. He is a public relation officer on the show. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. My name is Ekisa.
Ekisa.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Ekisa, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So quickly, how are you today?
I'm doing fine.
Okay, this is your first time being on the Niger Delta Short Room Show. And you're here to talk educational development.
Of course.
So first, let me take you straight to your school, the Delta State Maritime Polytechnic. How is your school?
Well, Delta State Maritime Polytechnic is established by an act of government. So it is a registered and duly functional school in Delta State.
So what area is your school into? Area of studies?
The school is into basically maritime related courses.
Purely technical?
Not just technical, not purely technical.
Okay.
Maritime and social sciences.
Maritime and social sciences. Okay.
Engineering, science, and management science.
As of today, how old is your school?
The school is about 15 years.
15 years today.
It was established 2010, 2011.
Okay.
By the then acting governor, Mr. Sam Obi.
Sam Obi.
Yes.
Okay. So you're saying that your school has been graduating students for the past 13 years?
Yes, for the past academic activities actually started 2011.
Okay.
And so by 2013, the first set of graduates were produced.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So 13 years. Let's talk about infrastructural development. How develop its infrastructure in the school? Because the last time I visited, you guys are occupying properties belonging to the Burutu communities.
Yes, in terms of infrastructural development, we cannot say we are there right now.
Okay.
Because the government hasn't really given that needed attention to the school as we speak. So everything the school has existed on and benefited and leveraged on it has been community provided. Community provided the take-off classrooms that we are occupying, the administrative block, in fact, everything, hostels, everything were donated by the Burutu community, and we really are very, very appreciative of the Burutu community.
Okay. Now, recently, as the public relation officer of the school, going back to some few days, there's a alleged rumor of financial misappropriation or corruption in your school as PRO. Is your school corrupt? Are you people corrupt?
Well, Delta State Maritime Polytechnic is not corrupt. It's not corrupt.
Okay.
So those rumors making the rounds are all false.
Now, before you proceed, Engineer Solomon Oshigo Ologe alleged that the Burutu Academy, the Delta State Maritime Academy, mismanaged 400 million naira that was approved for accreditation. that the management never used this money for what they're supposed to. Let's hear from the man that will continue on that.
Call your AIG in Benin to order. MBT, please look into the matter. The monies, 400 million, was released to the institution for accreditation. They did not buy anything. If at all they spend money to buy something, it is not up to 30 or 40% of that money. They rented every other properties from sisters institution. As I speak with you, the institution could not sustain the accreditation. The institution is not recognized. Delta State Maritime Polytechnic Burutu is not recognized by NIMASA. As such, students could not use that certificate to even take certificate of competency, or not even go for mandatory, go for C time. Eoma Mega Company is owned by the rector's wife, and the name of the rector's wife is Okoro Patience Eoma Ogene. That was how it is registered with CAC. I am calling on all well-meaning Nigerians to look into this issue and to ASUP chairman, ASUP national chairman, Comrade Shaman Beja. I know your level of zero tolerance to corruption. Please call Zone D to order. We cannot maintain this kind of corruption in Nigeria.
Now, you've heard from what Engineer Solomon just said about your school now. So he said that 400 million naira was released for your school for accreditation, and that up to today, that money wasn't spent on the accreditation, that your school is yet to be accredited, that cannot obtain. Then two, he also said in the video that your school is not recognized by NIMASA. And he also went forward to say that the sole contractor of the school is the wife of the rector. So what's your take on all these allegations?
All right. First of all,
and first and foremost, let me give it. What is the relationship between Engineer Solomon and the school? Let's start from there first.
Okay.
Who is Engineer Solomon? What is the relationship with the man and your school?
All right. Engineer Solomon Ochuku Ologe,
yes,
was employed in 2010, 2011. He actually was employed in 2011. He was employed as a technical officer, and then from after a while, because he was very, very good in technical drawing.
So he started his work as a technical officer.
Yes, he started as a technical officer, as a non-teaching staff, of the institute.
Okay.
And then after some time, he applied for conversion. So he was actually granted that, and then he
converted to what?
To lecturer.
Yes, to lecturer.
Yes, to the teaching staff. So he started lecturing, and then after some time, he started going to. In fact, he had already attained his postgraduate diploma, because he came in as a polytechnic graduate. He did his postgraduate diploma, and then from his postgraduate diploma, he applied for Korean. He got Korean certification. From Korean certification, he pursued his master's degree. He obtained his master's degree. You see how Engineer Solomon has actually developed himself through the institute. And then in 2020, he actually applied for overseas study. And then he was granted. And then he pursued his
PhD. The school granted him the opportunity.
Yes. Okay. He went for overseas study to pursue a course in engineering, fluid engineering and fluid aeronautics. And then, in fact, Engineer Ologe has been away from the institute for the past 5 years. And this
5 years?
Yes.
Are you not saying that the school gave him 5 years educational leave?
The school originally did not give him 5 years.
Okay.
They gave him leave to pursue his PhD. Okay. And then upon completion of his PhD, he applied for elongation, which was also granted.
But that wasn't the agreement with the school.
That wasn't the original agreement. Now, since he has completed the first part, the school now asked him for his progress report.
Okay.
Now we want to know how far you have gone in your studies, so that if it is time, let us know when you return. He again applied again for elongation. So originally, management did not grant that. So he petitioned management to the governing council, and then the governing council, who had empathy, granted.
He petitioned
Yes,
the management.
he
through
petitioned the
governing
management.
council.
Yes, he petitioned
On what
the management
basis?
that they have refusing to grant him, period to stay and finish his study before coming back.
Okay.
So upon granting the second elongation, because council had intervened, they now granted him, they approved 1 year for him. After the 1 year, he didn't still want to come back. So the school now said, no, you have completed, we know that you have completed your service because you sometimes published that you have graduated.
Okay.
Mind you, this same engineer Ologe was also given 192,000 pounds research grants.
Okay.
Research grant.
100.
Yes, 192,000 thereabout thousand pounds.
£1,000.
Yes. So if you want to convert that, of course, that is amounting to millions of naira, about 200, 300 million naira.
That money was given to him to take care of his education.
Yes,
by
yes.
the school.
No, not from the school.
Okay.
Not from the school, from an institute.
An institute.
Yes,
Okay.
research.
Which now sound as a bond.
Now, ordinarily, his bond,
Yes.
the bond with the school is, as soon as he's done with his studies, he will come back.
Okay.
So now the school reminded him of his bond, that your bond is that you will come back and impart knowledge. The experience that you have gathered, you should use it to come and impart and improve the system. You know what this man did? This man blatantly said he was not the one that duly signed the bond that took him abroad. So if he is not the one that signed the bond that sent him abroad, then who then did?
Yeah, who then signed the bond? That's the case.
Who then
Since
did?
he said he's not the one.
So
how was the bond signed?
Of course, the bond was signed. He submitted it to management. Management sent it to.
Through which means was the bond was it submitted?
Of course, now it went through the file system.
Okay.
It went through file system. Look at this.
You have some of the documents.
Yes. This is the bond.
Okay, let's see.
Yes.
Let me have it.
This is the bond.
This is the bond,
yes.
Or these are the documents.
These are some other attaching documents.
Okay. Okay, continue. Yeah.
So upon completion of after some time, the school asked him to come back and continue from where he stopped. He said he didn't say he's not coming. It was from that point where the school denied him the elongation.
Okay.
That's where he started having issues with the management. It was from that point he started having issues.
Okay, the school.
Yes, the management refused
elongation.
Yes, refused his elongation initially.
Okay.
So that was when he petitioned the management to cancel. Okay. And then council now prevailed on the management to grant him, to approve the elongation, which they did. Upon the approval, they now also reminded him that his bond is expected to terminate by the 29th of November 2025. And after which he is supposed to resume duty on the 1st of December 2025. It was from that point that the series of petitions against the management and the institution started from the man.
So did he say he's not coming back?
In fact, as we stand, this man has also tendered his resignation, which also the management has not honored because that wasn't the initial bond that was signed. Do you understand? So that is the person of Engineer Ologe. Now, coming to the
allegation of 400 million naira.
Ordinarily, there is this saying that says, he who seeks equity must come with clean hands. So now, if somebody who signed a bond that took him abroad is denying that he did not sign such bond that took him abroad, how can you take what that man is saying serious. You know he's saying everything he's saying out of jealousy and envy. That is due. So the basic truth is, of course, the institute has not really seen such bogus amount.
So what you're saying now is that 400 million naira was never released for the institute.
400 million naira was released at intervals.
Yes.
Okay. In 2022, the sum of 300 million naira was released for accreditation.
Okay.
And originally, because the school is an engineering school, basically, the proposal submitted by the Dean of Engineering as at that time for equipment to be purchased was 1 billion naira.
Okay.
So for that amount of equipment that will take the institute to that level, and then with the amount of money that was released, certainly the school must always look for a way out. The initial courses that were submitted for accreditation was 10 courses as at that time, but the management again at that time raised these courses to 17 courses. And out of the 17, I tell you today that 15 of those courses got accreditation in that 2022 accreditation. Now, the accreditation was built to expire 2 years after. So 2024 again, the school applied for another, what is it called now? Accreditation. Applied for another accreditation grant, and then the government released 100 million naira.
Okay. Which now sum it to the 400 million.
Sum up to the 400. So it wasn't in a stretch money. So now, this second 100 million naira that came was what the school used to pursue the next accreditation, which is sustaining the other ones that were given for 2 years first, and then extending it to 5 years, and then also using that to secure HND accreditation. Okay. So as we speak right now, the school is running both HND courses, both ND courses and HND courses. So all these are the magnanimity of the state government in releasing funds for accreditation. So his claims are saying that no money was used out of that money to pursue accreditation is fallacy from the pit of hell. Do you understand?
Yeah. So what would you now say that he also said that the sole contracting firm of the school is the wife of the rector?
No, that is a claim. But then the company we know duly bidded for the contract and then was awarded the contract. And then this contract, as he claims that money is being siphoned through that account.
Yes.
That is another fallacy again. You see, Ewoma Global was applied for supply of cadet uniforms and life vests. So it is the company that supplies students cadet uniforms. And you know it's a paramilitary institution. Since it's a paramilitary institution, they don't wear the regular attire that people wear on campuses.
Okay.
So we have uniforms on specific occasions and days of study. So that is the uniforms that were supplied by that company. So belonging to the rector's wife or not belonging to the rector's wife is not the subject of discussion here now.
Okay.
It's whether the company is supplying the school the needed materials that the money was meant for. That is the basic thing there. So the other matter is seriously inconsequential.
All right, I'll tell you that this is the Niger Delta Chat Room Show. Here we talk development, we also talk peace. On the show, education and corruption in the Niger Delta Institute is a big problem. And that is why today on the show, on hearing this corruption allegation of the Delta State Maritime Polytechnic, we decide to go and hear from the school. Of course, you're watching me, you'll be hearing the real story from the institute, their PRO, Mr. Ekisa Ebisibo. And you can see that all what Mr. Solomon has been alleging, the school said nothing is true about that. Now, let me take you to other area. He also alleged that the school is yet to be recognized by NIMASA.
Yes, the school is yet to be recognized by MASA because we haven't met the requirements.
Okay.
Yes. The MASA accreditation requires standard swimming pool, fire dome and some other equipment, which the school has not been able to meet up with.
Okay.
So, yes, it is true that the school has not had the MASA accreditation, but the school has NBTE accreditation, National Board for Technical Education. So once as an institute, once you have NBT accreditation, it is from there that you can actually apply for TED fund. Mind you, again, let me take you back.
Okay.
In 2022, there were series of crises. If you have been following the institute, you will know that there have been series of crises as a result of non-accreditation of courses. So before 2022, those courses were not given due accreditation. So it was that money that gave the institute the accreditation, as I said. So because of that, a lot of students in fact, there were a series of crises, series of protests, series of unrest before the government was able. In fact, I was even part of the people that led the delegation to the present chairman of INC, Professor Benjamin Okaba, who also prevailed and went to the immediate past governor of Delta State then, and then he met him, and then that was how the governor was able to release funds that we used for that accreditation. And since then, the school has had a window from which graduates, process their certificate and go for NYSC. As we speak, a lot of our graduates are in different areas. They are doing well. So most of them are doing their NYSC right now. So his claims that the institute is not recognized is false and from the pit of hell. As far as you have NBT accreditation, you are good to go. And of course, we are also pursuing some other developmental projects as well. Certainly, we will get it right.
Okay. On this matter, what is the way forward for the school concerning this Engineer Solomon? What is the stand of the school now?
The school does not have any other thing apart from where they are standing. You signed a bond. Come and fulfill your part of the bond. You went on study. Come back and receive and continue from where you stopped. And because this man doesn't want to come back, that is why he's running helter-skelter, because he doesn't want to come back. If you claim you love the system so much and you want to sanitize the system, come back and be in the system and fight to make sure that the system is cleansed of the corruptions that you have alleged the institute. Let us not also forget that this is the only institution in Delta Ijaw extraction.
Okay.
State-owned. Not developed to the level compared to the counterpart institutions. Look at Ogwashiku Poly. Look at Otofe Ogara. You cannot measure these polytechnics with what we have here. And given the disadvantaged position that we are, location that we have, we are expecting that the government ought to have done more. We are expecting so much from the government. So we are using this medium.
What exactly the school, the Delta State Maritime Polytechnic, what exactly is your need now from the government?
Infrastructure.
We
mean good laboratory workshops, engineering workshops, hostels, administrative block. In fact, everything an institute needs to be of standard and compete at that level is what we need from the government. And the government, we see what he is doing in other institutions. We want him to replicate what he is doing in other institutions. If we have all these things on ground, we wouldn't be mentioning what we have right now.
All right, I'll tell you that this has been the Niger Delta Chatroom Show, where we talk peace and development. And today, we'll be talking Niger Delta educational development on the show. And also, we'll touchlight some of alleged missing funds. But now, the school has clarified their own issue. Now, let me talk to my brother, Engineer Solomon Ologe. You being under this institution, and you were favored by this institution to go abroad to further your education. And Niger Delta youth, you've been trained by the system. The school demand your return to impart the same knowledge back to the system. Why are you insisting that you will not return? That is not good. And this is not just the case of Mr. Solomon only. So many Niger Delta youths are 40 when it comes to this. They've been trained abroad. Now come back to the society that trained you, that gives you the opportunity, give back to the system. You say, no, you've heard from the school. So quickly, before I let you go, what will be your final word to the Delta State government, Governor Sheriff Oboriwori, on the development of your school?
Simple. Replicate what you do in other institutions in Burutu. We see gigantic structures constructed within a twinkle of an eye. And these are beautiful, in fact, from nowhere to somewhere. We want him to replicate that in Burutu, in Delta State Maritime Polytechnic. That is just our cry.
Okay.
And also, I want Ijaw leaders,
Yes,
especially the leaders in Burutu local government area, to take this very, very seriously. Please, this is the only institution we have in the local government. Please do not let it die. Thank you.
Today, that has been the show. Major Developmental Sokumbre is my name. Like the call that he has made, the leaders in Burutu, I think the educational sector need to be developed. Most especially, the Delta State Maritime Polytechnic need your attention from the state governor to the Burutu politicians. Thank you very much for being on the show, despite your busy schedules. And I think whichever place you're watching this program, we've cleared the air on the so-called allegation of financial misappropriation. Major Dao Bimenetam Sokumbre is my name. Bye-bye, and God bless you. Niger Delta Short Road, talking peace and development in the Niger Delta.